Yeah,
I've
you'll
never felt
meet my
that
now.
sick in my
Yeah,
life,
now
but
we're
finally I got a
So
call
you're
back.
like an urban troll.
The first of many, because
It's like
we
you
also
didn't
just
even need a
voice
car.
Anyway,
acting.
no,
West
I was the only
Village,
one she
yeah.
asked.
Okay, let me clarify.
So I did
Okay.
it for a while, and that's
It's not that I
how
didn't have a lot of
practiced it.
options.
I was in public transport.
Okay,
all the
so
time.
I had the podcast DTA, and I really enjoyed doing a podcast, but I also specifically made it like
Japan's cool. I
the
went
word
to
be
Tokyo.
a very like
I don't
secular
know.
podcast. Like you have to go on
Never
Spotify
been.
to listen.
Have you been
And
there?
I learned a lot throughout
Joe,
that
I'll just call you
experience.
Joe.
One,
No.
surprisingly, Spotify is not super conducive to just
No.
What about
podcasts
Taiwan? Would you want to go
because
to
they don't have an
Taiwan?
algorithm
I
too
wanna
much.
go-
Like you don't get recommended too many new things,
I
and you have
want
to drive so
I'll probably
much
get, like,
traffic
an Airbnb
to
there for
Spotify.
3
Two,
months, and
their
then from
video
there,
platform,
Bro,
I
not
wanna
that.
Okay.
this is still
Like,
about Harry.
it's
by the way.
difficult to
I like
upload
that.
video,
Wait,
and
where?
only their
Toro.
partners, like podcasts that they partner with,
Oh, that's
exclusively
you
get to
said that
upload
before.
video easily or get certain
Yeah,
perks.
is he a
So
trainer?
I was like, yeah, this is really not
So
that
you want me to
cute.
take
But I
you to
also
meet your
didn't want
ex?
to upload a podcast to YouTube where I'm just like,
All right, well, you're paying for your
I'm like, I
half.
feel like that would make
That's
more sense with
fine.
a co-host.
That's fine.
I was still enjoying kind of
I
doing
will drive
it on
you.
my own, and it felt like I was
You're
like
paying for the
building a little
plane ticket?
community.
Yeah.
Especially
Wait, if I were
on
with you, would you pay for my
Yeah.
ticket?
And then I wanted to start
Absolutely
influencing
not, but
guests,
I
and
can
when I
drive
brought
you.
Lily
What
on,
does that mean?
the rest is history. Legit,
I'm
the
going to
only
San
guest I had.
Diego.
Oh yeah,
And then we're like,
Oh,
wait
no,
a second.
no.
That was kind of fun.
I think it's easier to do podcasts when you have
Ah,
someone to
that's right,
bounce off of for
so
sure.
much.
I can't imagine
you
just
have fun in
yapping by
Japan. I'm
myself.
going to
Like
Taiwan.
To be fair, we
Are
do
you
that
going
when
to
we
Taiwan?
stream, but like
Taiwan just sounds like a
had to
crazy
bounce
yes,
off
after
you.
like the
Yeah.
20th
They allow-
or
yeah, they
whatever
allow
episode,
spoilers.
I was like, damn, I had a lot to say.
It's
course.
just China that's just like.
Now I don't.
No
Like,
one has
I never
that
thought-
much to say.
I wanted to go to China.
Especially if you want to make every episode like
Not
really
really
interesting.
interesting.
You need
You
someone
know
to
the
bounce off
basic
of or
story,
someone
right?
to,
Like
like,
what happened
so,
was, what
I was
happened
very
was,
much intrigued by the idea of doing
World War II was
podcast.
mostly fought by China.
Really
Like,
shitty
yeah,
episodes
and
afterwards.
Okay, we can try to do this.
they suffered heavy casualties.
Oh,
in
what
World
sold
War
me
II.
on it
So
was
it's very,
Yes, I know.
it
very
was her
led
birthday, and she invited all these girls for
at the end,
birthday
and they
dinner,
just pounced
and her
on them.
being the
World
queen
War
she
it was
is,
clear.
she
So
bought
they
all
fled
of
to
us
Taiwan.
I mean, not sorry.
Right,
She
that's
bought
like the
all
long
of
and short of modern
she
Chinese
bought all of
history.
us presents on her
I
birthday, and these were
understand.
like
I mean, yeah, like
nice bags.
also like.
I'm not gonna lie, I think
Thai-
yours
like
is
real
definitely one of my
Chinese
favorites.
culture.
It's really nice.
I got her a bag
Like,
that is just the
Chinese
most
culture is
Lily
just
bag
commie.
ever. It was like
It's just been
denim,
like it's like a
but with
revisionist
beaded
like
flowers,
destroy the
multicolored, like
old
every
thing.
flower
Super
was
cute.
different.
That's
I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, this is Lily personified.
I
So
mean,
if
they-
you
Anyway,
like China,
on to the
you
point of the
just go to
story,
Taiwan.
she got drunk. We were all like
Well,
drinking
yeah,
and
but
stuff,
there's
and she was like
territory,
drinking.
but
She doesn't
yes,
drink
I
often,
know what you
right?
mean by that.
And so it was like a
Yeah, it's
once
funny
in a
like how much
what
the
year
People's Republic
occasion,
of China.
and then we were talking about the podcast and like
Like, how much the
potentially, and I'm like, I'm just afraid that it's gonna fail. And then remember, this is like, think about this.
I don't remember.
Let me
Yeah,
explain.
I'm not gonna be able to
There's
finish
The
that.
Taiwanese
going
owned,
on in the
or what?
background,
Yeah,
right?
the Taiwanese,
Her
like,
eyes are
they
full of
they have a lot
sparkle
of
and wonder
territorial
and
plans that
hope.
are just
She
kind of,
holds
like,
on to my hand with
make-believe.
both her hands. What's that? A fragrance? It's some kind of perfume she's wearing. I don't know, but it smells delicious. And she's looking into my eyes. She's like, the way you said it was like, then we fail together.
Well, I mean,
And I'm like,
I don't know what you mean by
amazing.
that.
that's the
Everything
most
but
anime
that.
thing you've ever said to me. And I'm like, and then afterwards, I'm like,
right?
all right, bet.
Yeah, so yours
Make
is
them
a
that, to be
saying
honest.
that
I mean, I like
Well,
that
Mac
you're
Jones,
open
so
to
that-
the idea that
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah,
pessimistic, but I'm
Belichick's also
that
not
kind
Yeah,
of
do
gal.
they claim
you know,
Korea?
like you're half full kind of gal. Pessimistic, like I'm a half.
I mean, the history of China is
Yeah,
Maybe not pessimistic, but like realistic. You know, there's a chance it could not work, but there's a chance it could work, right?
Well,
But I
basic
like that
history
you
of
were
China
open
is
to the chance that
centralizing
it
the
couldn't
Middle
work,
Kingdom,
which
right?
made me
Jungle
feel
Wall.
safe to try.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
they're-
and
they
also
also
like
have,
less
like,
pressure.
Yes, and less pressure. So I'm like,
all
I'll try it out. You know, let's see. I've never had like a. Well, no, I've had podcasts, but they've all like kind of tapered off. Like I've had an anime podcast. and
Yeah,
I'm like,
definitely.
Relax.
They're like
Seven
satellites that got away.
podcasts.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to like keep podcasts.
I
know.
You need to find
Xenocentric.
things to talk about. You need to have a good, I feel, co-host synergy because we're gonna be
I don't know.
yapping off
I
a
stopped
lot,
reading it
a lot.
I'm only
So
reading
I'm
books
gonna
in
have to like
Portuguese while I'm there.
like you to some
I have this big
extent. You know what I
history.
mean?
Oh my god, you like me to some extent?
Some extent, just a little bit. Like,
Oh my god,
if it's like a bit of a 50.
how much extent?
And I really want to go.
Like
enough,
this much?
I think I
enough
told
to do
you.
this podcast.
I have a Chinese sibling.
Anyway,
now.
that's the
Taiwanese.
story. That's what
Yeah.
kind of like okay.
So I
Actually,
do
I'm
talk
curious
about
to
my
know with
family,
the
probably
anime
too much,
podcast,
honestly.
What were the difficulties that you experienced with that?
So that one
But also when you attack me for
relied
being
on
like
us
the last
talking about
man or,
anime.
like,
And
And
there's only so many
childless,
animes.
etc.
I'm like, there's only so much anime I want to watch.
It's like,
Did you
I-
feel
my
like
family's growing.
You need to be like
I don't
really
know.
opinionated to make
Your
it
family.
interesting?
No, I feel like there's a lot of animes that
As
I
a
like.
franchise,
I
Yeah,
most
but-
of the fact that I have to do a lot of work and
Not
research.
to
I
talk
need to
about
watch
kids,
anime.
I'm not being
I need to
specific
keep
here.
up with
Two
anime
newborns.
news,
Right.
manga,
In
and
particular.
that was really hard.
That's super niche.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
super
only more to
niche.
come. You know?
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
think
great.
about
Oh, but
Trash
don't take
Taste,
credit
right?
for other
Yeah,
people,
like where
right?
they might have started off with anime.
Well,
but
family
now
is
it's
a
just
unit.
Guests are
Right?
saying anything.
they're just yapping, okay? And it works.
And they're for people.
Yes.
So even when it was about anime,
So
I'm sure
you're
it's
saying,
easier.
but I will.
If
take
I
credit
recall
for other
correctly, I'm
people.
sure they don't talk about an anime and it's like 2
I'll
articles
take credit
to
for it.
watch, maybe not 4 articles or something like that.
And they
You know
have
what I
guests
mean?
too.
Oh, I
and
see.
I
Like
think people
tripping
just
in.
like
Well, and it's
talking
the Chinese
with
thing.
each
You're
other,
like,
their
oh,
I'm gonna
friendship,
give them
like that
ideas,
kind of stuff.
So I'll live on through their
So,
ideas.
yeah, I'm not quite
I
sure
mean,
what
there is that aspect
direction
where,
we're
like,
gonna
I
end
pass
up at,
on
but
certain
I'm
rights,
a very
as Evel would say.
improv sort of person,
about
so
the
I'm just
right.
gonna go with the flow and see how it works.
But also,
I
like,
like it.
the idea of the extended family.
What do
just
you
being,
hope
like,
to
a
achieve
unit
with
of social
the-
organization.
Before we do
Like,
more
especially when we're
questions,
around. I don't know.
I don't know what kind of podcast
There's
it's gonna
like
be,
the
so I don't
filial
know how
piety thing is
honest I
real,
should
or it's
be.
almost like
Okay.
And
tradition.
I feel like you're really
It's
good at being
it's
like,
like a
don't
lack of
say that.
sentimentality
And I
around
need
it, too.
someone
It's
like
just
that
what
in my
you
life, so
You
I'm gonna
do.
say something.
You know?
Okay.
It's not even like.
I'm
You
just
should do this
more
for your
open and
sister.
fun.
You should
You're a
feel
little too
bad. It's like, no, you
worried.
just pick
So
up
maybe
your
you
sister
need
or
me
whatever.
too.
Well, it is an obligation.
Lily has so
rather
many
than,
great
like,
kind of
begrudging
controversial
social
opinions, and
contract,
I'm
like-
hoping to squeeze out a few of them throughout the course of this podcast.
Controversial, more like I just don't want to
Opinionated.
deal
Yeah.
with.
She's so
Desperation
much
calls
more
the fight.
opinionated than you think, and it's almost always a good take, but it's just not
So
the
that
kind of
I'm going
take
to send
you
you
hear enough. Anyways, besides the point, what I was gonna say is you were talking about trash.
She's
takes.
too opinionated. She says too
I
many
really
things.
am. I think it's so
Damn,
fun
I think
though.
this is
Like,
fucking
sometimes
warped.
I really hate myself for it because I'm like,
cooked.
ugh.
Yeah,
God
but
When I
damn
get
it.
so much
You gotta
yap
be
back
fan as
from
fuck.
people, I'm like, I made this problem for
With that
myself.
farmer's
Of course.
Then I imagine a world where I just shut the fuck up and I'm like boring.
But then also in 100 years, everyone we know is dead and will be dead, and none of this will matter.
Well, not really.
And
Like,
the
yeah,
old
kind
people
of.
will be dead too, and I'll be an old person and I'll die too.
Yeah, we're all.
Paul,
nothing's
heavy
gonna
shit
matter.
over here.
So who cares if I say a little spicy
And then, like,
online
have
and then
endurance, so.
whatever?
I even think your
And all that
spicy isn't
vitamin
even
D.
that like.
It's like mild.
It's not like spicy,
Right.
spicy, but
Is that
because
really
it's
good?
you.
I don't know.
Ketchup is spicy, but my ears are old. Anyways, I was gonna say I went on Trash Taste years ago, and I remember
I like
anytime my I don't know why it caused an uproar.
crusty, flaky.
Very fact that you.
What's going on with this?
You were like, how dare you guys sit beside this woman? Not because I'm a woman, but like specifically this.
Well, also because
What?
you're a woman, but like.
What am I
There's a
doing
lot.
wrong?
No, I
Why am I
remember, and I thought I was so
You know when
sad
you had
because
you know
those
those
guys
little
are all
bobby pins?
so nice, and I
Put in your
actually
hair?
had such a great time. And then
You can use those
it was
to
kind of
clean
like the
your
first
ears.
hour
My
or
ex
two.
used to do that.
It was Reddit was like, oh fuck, whatever, and
Yeah,
maybe some of the comments. But actually, as the episode progressed,
It was like a sign.
people didn't really care that much. But you
I
know,
was
the
a
initial
bad
reaction,
kid
I was like,
that. I was like, can I
should
borrow
I
your
not
money?
be
You elicited a knee-jerk
Because you can like
reaction from a lot of
scoop it
people.
out. I mean, you're the
Like
one
in
saying
the
you trust you.
She's so silly, guys.
And
So
and
silly,
because
man.
like you're what are the
quirky.
fucking
So
like
deep. Wait, what do you hope to achieve with the podcast?
what are those
What
things
do
they
you
have you see? I don't even know what
honestly,
they're called. Bullshit.
what do you see? 100
The
episodes from now,
Q-tips
we're
or
gonna
whatever?
react
Is that what they
to
are?
this episode.
oh my god,
Q-tips are bullshit.
time
They're
capsule.
rough.
That's such a good
They just
idea.
push the last
Okay,
deeper.
okay.
Right now, I think we should do one, not 100. How many episodes are in
But
a
you
year?
could try one of
4,
those.
12, 24,
Maybe
48?
in
Yeah, 4.
was it
48?
hydrogen
Like,
peroxide or something?
however
Soak
long
in
a year
hydrogen
is.
peroxide.
Okay, like 1 year from now. Yes. 1 year from now, we'll watch this time capsule. Here is what.
Nothing has been smooth on this damn account.
No, you wanted to say something.
No.
I know you're gonna forget.
No.
Because
Oh,
this
but you know,
wasn't
don't be shy.
anything.
I
Some of my,
already
yeah.
Say Haas is washing up
I know, right? It's
after a
crazy.
long day on the ranch.
Time capsule
A long
says.
productive
Say your
day.
time capsule says.
You know, I wish I had a rant.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude,
Are
if
you
Elon's
talking?
fucking buying up
Who's saying
1209,
Honestly,
you need to
a woman
buy
of
this
culture.
real
I do love it. It knows me so well.
It really does. They used to be so ass. Now they're just
Like
really
that
good.
front runner? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Gotta get on
I think people already
No.
have,
Oh,
but like
look at this story that
I'm
cheated
surprised
exactly
how
what you're
many-
talking about. They listen
like
1000%.
most.
Actually,
It's
Instagram
like
Reels
a
is the one place where I
quintessential
get served ads and it
empty
does not make
fucking
me
road
upset whatsoever.
that's just
I
forever
skip the
just
ads
been like
because the ads are
farmland and
exactly what I want.
There was a funny Insta
And the
reel
fact
of a
that,
girl
like,
going to her boyfriend's phone while he's
SpaceX
sleeping.
and fucking
And she's just saying
Twitter
into
are
the
going to
phone like
headquarter there.
powers.
It's just like
Date
unthinkable.
nights.
This
How
is
to
like
get a
this
better
is a kind of a
boyfriend.
unique
How to
experience,
Better boyfriend.
I guess, for me,
No, but it was so
because
funny. And I'm like,
like
maybe that'll
that
work on
story
Facebook.
that thread I wrote about
Also,
the
he
Circuit of the
browses
Americas
YouTube
track
Shorts.
in Elroy. It's like these places that I grew up around that
Oh
were
my
just
God.
like
What were we talking about?
empty,
We were talking about the
worthless
time capsule.
We
spots
need a time capsule
are
now
now
before I
just
forget.
being gobbled up
okay,
by
time
these like
capsule.
multinational,
This is what I want from the podcast
by wealth
a year
of the
from now.
highest like global
I
order.
hope
And
that
it's just
it
this
feels like
weird,
a well-oiled
uncanny
machine.
experience
We
that
already
it
have
keeps
a
fucking
bunch
happening.
of great people that we're
It's
working with.
it's
I
most
hope
people are
we've
just like,
done
oh,
a
I'm
lot
from
of
Austin, and people would
different
also keep buying stuff up.
episodes
But it's not really
where
even that.
we've
It's like
gotten to dive
all
into
these
topics
other
that we
peripheral
really
places
care about or
that
that
don't
really
really
interest
actually
us.
have much
I
to do with
hope
Austin
the
itself,
audiences feel like they
but the
know us
surrounding
better.
area.
And I just hope for it to be something that I look forward to doing every week. I think
Yeah, it
time
sounds like
capsule
I don't
aside,
know. I'd expect you to be
oh wait,
opposed
one
to it
last hope. I hope
ultimately.
we do at least one or two
Well, there's just
banger episodes.
there's no
I think
control. There's no
we'll have
doing
so much
anything
fun
about
with
it. Like,
that.
what are you gonna do?
But time capsule aside,
Like,
the reason
it's
that
a free market.
You could become like a NIMBY,
ultimately,
right?
the reason I really
You
wanted to
could
do
become
this, like we've
California.
been
This
making
is how you
content so
become
long.
California.
Actually, like, I know a lot
You kind
about
of
this
can,
because,
in a way, do. For me personally,
like
my goal for
my
this
sister's
is I'm reverting
boyfriend
back to just like I just want to do
actually
shit
kind
that
of
sounds
is like
fun.
one of those guys
And sitting
who
down
like
with you and
tries to
talking
fight
every
this
week
shit
sounds
at city
fun.
council
Okay, well, that's
by
so
using
cute.
like
Oh my God.
wastewater
But you
management
don't know. I
like
hope we're still
jargon
alive and the
because he's like
earthquake
a septic
hasn't hit
guy.
yet.
Because
And
apparently
the
like
podcast
Elon just
still
like
is running.
breaks all sorts of
That'd be
rules
nice.
regarding
And
wastewater
people
management
listen. That'd be cool
into the
too.
Colorado River,
And
and
we're
so that's
still
like the
friends.
basis,
That'd
the
be
legal
cool too.
basis by which people are trying to oppose them. But it's just like it's not gonna work.
Okay,
Like he
optimist
bought
versus realist.
like
You heard
600
it here,
acres.
folks.
Dude, there was
And
an
that's what I'm saying. I'm
earthquake a
like,
few days
they're
ago.
gonna
Yeah.
gobble up. You know, actually, I distinctly,
But did you feel
I
it?
remember, I
feel it? Were you
distinctly
scared?
remember talking
Every
to
time
about
there's
this
an
when we were still
earthquake in
talking
Los
about
Angeles,
how like this
I think
area
the
on
city
1209
Same.
is like Elon's little like
I gotta go to the east.
pet project.
I gotta get
And the
out.
only reason I know
do
that
the same
Elon's
thing
into
too,
this
but
is because what he
also-
did to Buena Chica.
Sorry, I had to
Like,
burp.
that nigga bought a whole town
It hit
and
back in your
renamed
stomach.
it.
Anyways.
Here, let this
Buena
shit out.
Chica?
I want them to hear it.
Yeah, Buena Chica is like the very
I
southern
know.
part
Aria's
of
just different.
Texas.
What was it called?
Named
Or,
Aria, and
Bu-
she has the best
It was
verb
called Buena
words. It's
Chica, and now it's
crazy.
called Starving.
One time
That's
we were in
that's
the bar,
improvement,
I
I
was in the
think, because I
passenger
can pronounce the
seat, she
second thing
burped
more.
and she rolled up the window. Like hotboxed me with her
Yeah,
burp.
I mean, I guess.
Fucked up, Aria, if you're listening. Fucked up.
But it was, yeah,
It was
it's
really
another one of
funny.
these situations.
I'm like,
where
why
it's
would
just
you
like
do
a
that?
town of like 150 people or something like that. And
Dinner.
they're just like
Dude, people would pay for that location.
multinational military industrial contracts coming
What
through.
were we talking about?
I don't
I
know.
like this
Earthquake.
town.
Right.
I
For
finally,
myself.
wow,
And
the
I made
ADHD
this point
podcast.
that's the
I
Lucas
finally met people
about how
who
like this is something that
usually you meet
crypto
someone in LA and they're
could
like, oh my
achieve
God,
if
the
people had
earthquake.
any
Did you
scope
feel
or
it?
actual
Well, I
like
was so scared.
if they wanted to do
But
anything except
these
into the
people were
crypto
like,
drug den and
I
kill
didn't give up.
themselves.
That was some pussy
They
shit.
could organize
And
these
they're
sort
like,
of
when
populations.
people
Like you
freak out about
could
the
just
earthquakes,
have
that's how I know
a
they're.
society.
Is it
You could
an
have seed
expat?
money, seed capital. You could buy enough land
No, is it a
and import enough people,
you know
create
when
a
you're not
city,
from
create a
here?
municipality, create a line of credit,
Oh, I know
and
what
just
you're
have a
talking
group of
about.
people working to
Transplant,
leverage
that's what we
along
call
on
it.
like
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Bitcoin
Which is what you call someone who
futures or
wasn't.
something
Yeah,
like
but I've
that.
been here for
And
like
you could pay it with like
decades,
some of the
and I know.
taxes or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you could set
But
up
I
these
kind of
municipal
started
bond
to
systems.
take
You could
on that
actually use
mentality
the
where it's like, it's an
the
earthquake.
way that
It's kind of like if it rains
built
one
in the
day.
past to create something in the future.
Right.
But everyone would just rather
Like
I think
you know,
it's just when
like
you're
worship
in like a house
Akasha
and
and
everything
you know
will
like
start shaking
go on
and
Pump
it talks
Fun
about
or buy the
I
next
start shaking.
like Hawaii. You know, it's just this
Anyways.
imposing thing.
silly. So
And the only
quirky.
people that are
She's poking
potent
at everyone.
are just followed around and worshipped by everyone else.
Would you let
namely
me teach you how to
Elon,
twerk?
because he's the only one that's like bothering playing with
Michael would
anyone
like it.
else. Like Bezos will just
I think
sell
Michael
100 million
would be a better
in
twerker.
Amazon like every
How to
month,
twerk.
and then go do
I
what
think
everyone
I've seen it.
buy it,
Yes.
buy a big
He would do
mansion
it.
or buy a big boat
Oh my
or
God. I
fund
should
a
teach
little
him.
nonprofit.
I feel
Elon's
like
the only one
Dirk-
that's sort of like
Imagine
you know
Michael,
has
but
this
like more
project of kind of
That'd be
like
crazy.
getting influence
Exactly.
outside of the normal
That's what God made
influence
inside
of like the
me.
1910s law attack blue, dominate the planet,
That's a good one.
like blue dim politics, because it's
You know,